The latest jobs report, it looks strong. But there's one number that they definitely don't want you to know about, and that's the over 400,000 Americans who have disappeared from the workforce. Somehow the economy, it's strong, but yeah, that math just does not add up. So this is a potential warning sign for the whole economy and definitely for your personal finances. So I'm going to break down what's happening with this March jobs report, why you need to care beyond that headline number, what this actually means for your money, and what you can potentially do in this situation, and especially if things start to get worse. So, first off, the March jobs numbers. It showed there was growth of 178,000 jobs, and the unemployment rate stayed stable. That's absolutely wonderful. But hidden beneath the surface is the labor force participation rate. And that declined by 400 to 500,000 people. That is a significant number of people who have left the workforce entirely. It's important to note here, these people are just, they're not being counted anymore as being unemployed. They're gone, right? They're just not counting them. So maybe they left and they're not looking, but maybe they are still looking. We don't really know. But either way, this can't be a healthy economy. And these people leaving is a trend. There's early retirement. There's people who can't find jobs that actually pay for childcare or their cost of living, and they give up looking. So, if they're giving up looking, how can this be a sign that the economy is doing well? It's a shrinking labor workforce. There's all these economic stresses. We have weak wage growth, and there's longer economic pressures from the war that's happening. So, in the short term, it kind of creates this false stability based on the headline, and people think it's a strong economy. But in reality, fewer people are actually participating. The big risk, if businesses actually slow hiring and workers are leaving the economy, it's going to weaken even faster. And this is where it starts to hit you directly. So, what this means for your money in this situation, don't look at that headline number and think, oh, everything's great. The market could actually be misreading the economy, and it could lead to sudden market corrections. And that's only if, reality starts to catch up and people realize that this is a problem. Plus, we have this uncertainty with the Fed. We don't know if they're going to have the rates go up or down or stay the same. Companies start to struggle in this situation, and then productivity and growth slows, and then we have wages that are going to be even slower to increase, and then jobs are lost, and job insecurity ends up becoming the norm. We are in a fragile economy, and it's disguised as a strong one. So really what you can do right now are a few things. First and foremost, if at all possible, put any kind of cash aside that you can and leave yourself some wiggle room. Watch what the Fed is doing and watch the unemployment trends, not just that headline number. We're going to focus on how many people are leaving and not working anymore. Focus on showing up your income. Get any kind of skills you can, build a second income, third, fourth, whatever you have to do to know that if one goes down, you've got another. Get that emergency buffer in place. And if at all possible, do not get any more high interest debts. You need to pay attention to what's going on with unemployment in the labor workforce, because at any point in time, you don't know if the company you work for is going to still be there. So let me know below, have you or someone else that you know left the workforce entirely? I'd love to find out what's really going on with people out there and not just what they're giving us from the numbers. And if you want more breakdowns like this, be sure to hit subscribe and stay ahead of what's going on. Remember, till next time, think differently, take control, be a renegade, and I'll see you in the next one.